Hi, this is Stacy with Lily Bean Crafts by Stacy. Welcome to day 9 of my 12 days of Christmas. I wanted to make a fun, cute little coffee mug with drips on it. So I'm taking this morning mug that I got from the Tipsy Magnolia, and I cleaned it up and prepped it, and I spray painted it with Farmer's Daughter, which is my spray paint from Color Shot. And I got this really cute vinyl from Peachy Olive Glitters. I actually got the entire vinyl set with this particular one because I just love the look of them. So I just trimmed it out so that it would fit right in the center of the handle, and I'm using the hinge method to go ahead and apply that. And once I have this on, I'm going to go ahead and tape it off and start working on my glittering. Go ahead and take some painter's tape and just put it over the entire vinyl section here so that I don't have to worry about messing it up when I'm glittering it. I'm taking my glitter glue and my little brush from the dollar store, and I'm just going to go ahead and get full coverage on this. I am going to be doing a glitter butt, and I already took off the bottom and spray painted that. I'm going to be leaving that alone for now. I'm also not going to be covering the handle because I'm going to be using a chunky mix for the tumbler itself, and I'm going to be using a fine blend or a fine glitter for the handle. The glitter I used, I wanted it to be like a really fun, chunky, opalescent, bubblegum pink color, and Peony from Rae Creations is the perfect color. I do have a discount code with them. It is LBC15 to save 15%. And once I had that all on, I am going to just carefully roll this out onto my parchment paper because it is a chunky mix and I don't want it to have a bunch of pokey bits. So I'm just going to press everything down. I'm going to put this off to the side and then I'll start working on the handle. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glitter glue and my brush on the handle here, make sure I get it fully covered. And then I'm going to be going in with SWAK from Peachy Olive Glitters. It's a pink that matches this Peony so well that I wanted to have that as my fine portion of the handle. And I also put this fine cut SWAK on the bottom rim of the tumbler to make it a little bit easier to work with. Then I'm going to go ahead after 3 hours. I'm going to go in with my glitter glue again and just seal everything and make sure that I have everything in place and let that sit for another 3 to 4 hours. I then removed my painter's tape and let this dry, and then I'm going to go in with 15 mLs of my Flynn Sisters Fast Set Epoxy, let that dry for 3 hours, and then I went in with a second coat of that and I let that dry for 4 hours. And here it is after that. I did already remove it from the tumbler, and now I'm going in with just a nice solid holographic rose gold vinyl just to do a little bit of striping. I thought about adding more to this tumbler, putting a big, fancy SVG on it, and I just wanted to keep it simple. I just love the vinyl and I didn't want to cover it. So I'm just going in and just doing the detail work and putting this holographic vinyl around it. And I am going to put another coat of 10 mLs of my fast set epoxy on here, let it sit for 4 hours, and then I'm going to start working on the drip. So here I am. I am going to be mixing up 10 mLs of my fast set epoxy. Yes, I am going to make the drip with a fast set epoxy, which is something that I don't recommend, but you can do it. You just have to be careful. So I've got it all mixed up, and now it needs to sit for a while. So I'm going in with a couple drops of my white Alumilite dye. And I'm also going to be taking a little bit of the Grace Microfine glitter and putting that in there so it has a little bit of a glittery tone to the drip itself. And then I'm going to head and I'm going to keep mixing it up and checking on it. Because it's fast set, I'm not going to leave it alone because it will flash over really quickly once it's at that point. So I'm just going to keep doing that. And I even wanted to test it a little bit more. I put a little bit of cornstarch in it as well. I probably wound up putting about 5 of these little scoops of the cornstarch in there just to thicken it up a little bit. And once it was at the right consistency, I needed to move really quickly and get it on the tumbler as fast as possible. Fortunately, I wasn't in frame as much as I thought I was, but I was moving super fast, so I couldn't keep checking. So I did get a bunch of it videotaped, though, so you can kind of see the process. But I just like to take a little bit at a time and apply it and just keep an eye on it. I am not a huge fan of drips. I don't do them very often. I probably do like one every holiday season. But that's about it because it's just not my jam. But I love how cute they are. And I was moving fast. I was having a little bit of a problem with them kind of like tilting to the side as I was moving the tumbler around. And with it being a fast set, it kind of, a couple of the drips kind of like went off to the side. But it still turned out really, really cute. So here I am just going to keep applying it around. I go around the rim twice with it, and I wanted to get a lot of it on the handle. It wasn't as thick as I thought it was going to be, but with being fast that I wasn't sure what I was going to get, and I just kept moving and going because I knew that at any second it was going to flash on me, and it didn't. It was great. So once I have this all on, I'm going to start applying the little candy pieces. The little candy pieces, I had pink sprinkles, white sprinkles, some little clear like little jewels, and then the round little peppermints. And I'm just going to take my time and apply as many of the pieces as I wanted to. And when I'm working with a drip, I have to keep flipping it up and down. For a little while I'll have it in one direction, and then I have to flip it back over to the other direction. And this is probably why I don't do drips very often, because I'm not that great at babysitting the tumblers. And you got to be really careful with that. And I just kept going until I had all the candies in the spots that I wanted them to be. I went ahead and let the tumbler sit overnight so that the drip was all nice and dry. And I'm going to start off by taking some of my UV resin, working on the outer rim, and I'm going to go in with the SWAK, the fine cut version of the pink, and put that around the outer rim and then put it under my UV lamp and let that dry for 1 minute. And I'm going to go ahead and do the exact same thing with the Peachy, the chunky mix. I want that to be in the center of the tumbler, so I'm going to mix that up with my UV resin, get that all over inside of the center part, and then get that underneath my UV lamp. This was dry, I actually did do another coat of the center portion of it with UV resin and with the Peachy, and I put that under the lamp again for another minute. Wanted to just build it up a little bit more, and then with this little vinyl that I got, I did get the entire set, so it came with this element sheet, and I'm just going to go ahead and take a couple of the elements and apply it to the bottom of it because I just think that'll be adorable. Go ahead and just take my UV resin, carefully put it all the way around the outer rim and then the inner rim, and make sure that it's all nice on the sides. Make sure it's all covered and there's no little gaps or holes in it. And then I'll put that under my UV lamp for 2 minutes. And went in for my final coat of epoxy. I used 10 mLs of my Flynn Sisters medium viscosity Artist Cure resin, and I let that dry for 10 hours, and it was all done. And here is what the final cup looked like. It is so adorable. It is exactly that cute bubblegum, super sparkly opalescent with the drip. It's exactly what I was going for. And if you like this tutorial, please hit that like and subscribe button. Today is day 9 of my 12 days of Christmas. And tomorrow I'll be coming back with another tutorial for day 10. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.